Hello, welcome to Adam. Last week we were talking about an ideal man, and today we speak about man and lifestyle. I am your host, Leona Asiko Obura. We went to the streets to hear what people have to say about men and how they live today.
My name is Vincent. I think times are very hard for men because you find that there is a great unemployment in Kenya, and most men are trying their best. I said most because you find that they are not ready to settle, because you find that ladies are demanding, like for them to have a man in their life, they're saying there is no romance without finance. So that is one challenge that men do not want to settle down. You find that most ladies require that if they want to date someone, they want someone who is financially stable. And yet it's not our own mistake that some of us or some men are unemployed. So I think I'm not talking about those who do not want to work, but you find that most of them have degrees but there are no jobs. So you cannot blame them for not working or for not settling down. I think ladies also need to know that men are also struggling, and find that in this era, even in the coming into place of the new constitution, simply grants equal rights to both men and women. Find that ladies have to fight for the same job as well as men. You find that if you have a degree in law, also a lady has a degree in law, you apply for the same job, they will not consider that you are a man. They just say that on merit, and you see that they have education. So if you don't get that job, you find that you won't get that girl you want because maybe you do not have that job.
My name is Yvonne. I think men of today are selfish because you find them spending their money on things that will benefit them, but when it comes to things that will benefit other people, they won't be easy to spend their money. They'll become reluctant. They'll start thinking twice. So it's just they're selfish.
My name is Patrick Mwadhi. What I do for life is I'm a gospel artist, and the question you've just posed to me is so direct and straightforward to me, because when it comes to me and my partner, the partner I would like to choose in my life is a partner who is a working class. As in, for me, I don't prefer someone who sits in the house and call herself housewife. As in, I will contribute my part, but what is your contribution at the end of the day? Because that is what will bring together and call success. My contribution, my effort, your effort begets success to me. So it's what you bring in life and what I bring in life too, so that we can call that one a contributing factor in our lives. Because I got you and I got married to you, or you are my girlfriend. I would like to know the kind of girlfriend I'll have in my life. If she's not okay contributing as a effort to me, she might show that regard to working hard in life, so that when I marry her or I maybe engage myself in like a wedding, I'll be straightforward, that I will not be wasting my expenses on someone who will not be working, or someone just marry and call her housewife.
My name is James Washira. I think the trend has changed nowadays. Currently, the expectations are high, and we as men, we are still struggling to provide. The society, of course, expects us to do so. And there's still a huge gap between the man and the woman in terms of what you have to do. So it's not a matter about the current things. It's about how the society is and the economy.
My name is Julian. Well, I don't think the men of today, they're just selfish because their lifestyle, it's not so high, plus the economic, it's not so high. Plus, you can get, okay, like for example, the dressing of men, you can get cheap clothes. It's not like it's so expensive to get cheap clothes. Plus, hygiene, it's not such a big issue. And money, things to do with wives and kids, okay, it's not so hard maintaining a family. So it just...
Welcome back. In studio with us today is Reverend Mugambi. Reverend Mugambi is also a counselor. Welcome, Reverend.
Thank you so much.
You heard what people had to say?
Yes.
So I would like to ask, Men would do anything to rise to the top. Some are in offices and they're given sexual offers by their bosses, let's say female bosses. Like if they give in to these sexual offers, they are going to rise in hierarchy. This is a man who is doing this so that he can earn more, so that he can gain more wealth, more status in the society. Does this make this man respectable, and is this acceptable?
Well, that's a very, very unfortunate state for every man. Because if a man could go for sexual offers so that he can be given some promotion or even a job, that man will never be efficient enough. He will be like incapacitated, always like he's in fetters, that somebody has chained him, that I will do it for the interest of this person and not for my own interest. Therefore, it's a dangerous way of climbing to the highest lander or whatever lander in career, in business. Because even in there are some businessmen who started with women giving them those offers, the sexual offers, so that I can give you the starting capital. And this man will never be free to run his business well, because he will not even allow his own wife to interfere with the business, to seem like she's part of the business, because the initiator of the business is not him. The might have come from this man, but the chapa, the capital, belong to this lady, and she has a lot of control over that business, because all the time might tune be running it down. That aside, this man has another disadvantage, because he accepted it in the first place, the offer. Even if he was married, he will continue doing it again and again, meaning that he may forsake his family for the sake of this woman, the big woman, the big mommy, so that she cannot, of course, maybe suck me off,
or cut off the privileges.
Cut off, yes, all the privileges that came along with the offers. Therefore, to me, I would say, and I would advise my fellow men to be very cautious. If it is about offers, you need to know the limit in which you can go. When it comes to sexual offers, you know, you make a covenant with this woman.
Because sex is spiritual.
It is spiritual. Once you are together, you become one. So, you have already become one with this woman. She has already made you to be part of her, and of course you have become part of her. Eventually we find this man not able to take care of his own children, his own wife, for the sake of pleasing the master. The lady becomes the master. Care has to be taken. If I have to be given money for business by either the wife, I mean a woman, or by a man, there should be an agreement. I may not have money now, but another woman can give me money, which I'm supposed to pay back, whether as a soft loan, or I won't give her back our own money the way it is as she gave it to me.
Give it to me.
I should make an agreement that is binding, so that I can show it to my wife, in order for her to know that when she finds me giving out money to a woman, we have no ties, no strings attached. Yes. Because if that again happens, that I am finding, my wife finds me dishing out money to people, to women, she will be suspicious over why is it that I'm giving this woman money.
Yeah.
In the first place, have you ever told me that you have any debt to pay? If it's about, that is about work, that about businesses. If it is about climbing the ladder, promotions, jobs, let it be known even to this woman that me, my body belongs to me and to my wife if I was married. It belongs to me and in God if I was not married. It is me and God. I don't want to make a covenant with you. You would rather not miss a chance to get a job than get a chance where you always be intimidated. You become so timid. You know, all the time you are a coward. What is she going to say the next moment? What is she going to do in case she finds that I'm not complying to her demands? Because the demands might be more. To start with, you may think that the demands are few, that it's just a one-time thing. My friend, it's not. If she wants you to have sex with her so that you can, she can give you a job, or she can talk to someone, you get a job, believe you me, even when you get married, even if you are not married, you may not get married in the first place. Because she will stand in between. She will not give you a chance to continue to do what? To get married. Because she will lock you out.
You become more of a slave more than a partner.
You become a slave. Yeah, you are incapacitated. Therefore, it is important for men to be wary of this, to be careful, especially when they find that there are so many demands. And especially with these sugar mummies, you should be careful. If it was a little girl of my age or a lady of my age and she gives me offers, and I find that maybe I have interest and I was not married, instead of remaining like I am a slave to her, why don't we go ahead and get married? If she felt that I am a good man and I feel that she's a good woman and she's of my age and I'm not married, the best I can do, instead of this man becoming a slave to her, let her be my wife. And we agree that you are going to be my wife despite the fact that you have some.
You have more income and wealth.
The position is, you have a higher position than myself. Because I believe even if a woman was a president, she should be married to a man. This man is not equally a president. This man might even be a Form 4 dropout, or somebody who has gone maybe to high school or to a college and he has a diploma or a certificate. But this one is a learned woman. She has master's, she has PhD. This man can still marry this lady, so long as they agree that you are going to marry. I know who you are. I know your position. Men, don't allow yourselves not to take your position. Because the moment this man takes the sexual offers, he will not take his position. You're not able to stand tall and say, it's me, who is the head of this family.
Or even give instructions.
Yes, always, even the very stupid instructions will be given to this man. You'll be a boot licker. You'll be licking those boots and it will be messy. Actually, I look at such a man and I would pity him. He's that type that will not even think of talking openly to people, because where is the courage? He doesn't have the confidence. Yeah. This is not a man you should not, you should marry as a woman. If you knew this is the kind of a man you have, this is the kind of a guy who is here and he's been in this position because of the sexual offers, run away from him.
Well, some men blame the current economic status in the society as the reason as to why they can't settle down. This has led to the rise of single women.
Yeah.
What's your take on this?
Well, I would say I would blame the cultural setup than the economic status. Because if a man culturally has been taught, trained, mentored, we should not have the issues of single parenthood. These children have their own biological fathers who have neglected them. 2, culturally, if man is not hard-working, he seems to be like, I mean, he's a joyrider. So you enjoy ride everywhere, even in marriage. You not want to contribute to the family budget and so on and so forth. Therefore, it may not be the cause of the single ladies or the singleness that you are fighting today. What may create the singlehood is where we find men not working hard. Because surely, where do you take this man who does not work? You only want to ride on your back. You want to be babysitted.
To be spoon-fed.
You want to, yes. Now, if this is the type of a man that should marry me, why should I not live my own life? I can feed myself. I can clothe myself. I can pay for my own house rent. Or why should I have a mestoto? Why should I have a mold here who will be feeding on me a sucker, blind sucker? So that calls for men to be ashamed. Who won't do that? And when we see the single ladies and you know that child belongs to me, the other one belongs to me, it is the responsibility of this man. Because if he was active enough, if he was careful enough, I believe you would say, I will take the mother and the baby. Yeah. And I'll take care of them.
Some of them do not even want to have children. Like, they don't have children at all. And there are women who are out here, who are single, who would have loved to have settled and have a family. But because men do not want any responsibilities, some women are single, not even as single mothers, but just as single women, because they say the economy status are low.
They are low.
Yeah.
They are low. Yeah, you see, again, I will start on the part of man. Again, I will look at it like as we are failing. As men, we are failing. Because there are men who have purpose to have many mistresses, but they don't want to take care of them. Seriously speaking. You have 3, 4 women who are out there. You are not paying for their house rents. You are not feeding them. You only go there, have fun, move to another one, have fun. And these are the type that you find they rarely get married.
And they use the term bachelor.
They are senior. Actually, the senior bachelors. The guy is at 40. At the 5, he's still a bachelor. Why? Fun there, fun there, fun there. He feeds, he has clothes in that house, he dresses well. He goes to the other one, he has clothes, he feeds there, he has a bed there. And the other one, and the next one, and the next one. The economic status are very bad, I know, as you have put it. And sometimes you find that there are men who may not get married because I don't have cash, I don't have money, I don't have source of income. What shall I feed my children with? What shall I feed my wife with? They are coming so that I feed them. I need to act the love of father. And these are the good time. The advice is, because money does not marry. We don't marry because of money. We marry because of companionship and that relationship that we have created. You remember last week we talked about honeymoon, relationships. That's what we said last week. Now, for me to get married, I cannot have enough so that I say now I have enough, I have surplus. Yeah? I have even surplus for the kids. I will feed my own mouth, the mouth of my wife and the mouth of my kid
My kids.
or kids. Here, what matters is the plan you have during the courtship. In the first place, before we developed any relationship, any friendship, you knew that my economic status was low as a lady. Therefore, the same mechanisms, the same language, the same conviction you used to convince her to love you is the same conviction that you can use for her to support you as the husband to be. And that one can happen.
Okay.
Because this lady loves you. That's the thing. She cares for you. She would want a good husband. She has found a good husband in you. So you should not shy off from yearning, because sometimes pride makes such men not to gain, not to have a starting point. And therefore, you find this man seated, waiting. The lady is wondering, why is he not asking me
Anything.
to give
Yeah.
him some cash? And this lady will never say, you know, she may not have words to tell you that, because maybe she is fearing what you, how you respond. And I believe if the lady loves you, you would go to her, talk to her, tell her whatever language you use, that because I'm not working, I feel like I can learn a business. Can we think of a business that I can run? And I would kindly request that if you can loan me. Don't even start with giving me, because she's not your wife yet. Loan me. So that you can have a starting point. She may give you money enough for the business, and you run it faithfully. But again, the danger is, some guys are bad. The moment they start earning, you know, some other
Toys. as
toys come around him. And instead of focusing his attention on the one and the only one
He who built him.
that has built him and that has been always, that has planned with him to get married, this guy will cling on the toys. They are all around him. They will not allow him to think about this woman. They are more lovely. They are petty. They are crafty. You know? So they will not allow this guy to be the who he should be. At the end, you will have cheated this woman. You will forsake her, and she is the one who made you who you are, and it is a shame, it is a curse on this man, because you never perform. These toys will come and eat up all that which he has, and at the end, we find this man becoming a pauper. You'll be saying that lady used to be my girlfriend. That lady has my kid. How many times have you fed that kid? How many times have you seen that kid? What have you done that warrants you to call that kid my son, my daughter? That they can come to you proudly and blessing you as a father. Or you'll be saying, I'll curse you. You curse you. You cannot curse people that you have no relations with. You've never supported them. So they will go on their own. Not unless these children felt mercy and they feel like they can support their biological father. You have no legal mandate to do anything against those children, because you have been away from them. Let them do their own business with their mother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Someone once said that you are what you drink. Do you believe that?
Well, let me say this. You are not what you drink, and you are what you drink.
Well, Reverend,
That's-
some men think
Yes.
that their drink describes their masculinity.
Yeah,
That's why
masculinity.
some drink beer to look more energetic. You'll find some drinking whiskey to show that they are classy.
There you are.
And you'll find some drinking wine
There you
to
are.
show that they are sophisticated. How true is this?
Masculinity is not measured by what you drink. It is measured by the role you play. The masculine role, the fatherly role, the man role is what measures the masculinity. What you drink is about classifications. There is a class of wine, expensive wine, not cheap wine, not local cheap wines. No, they are local wines that are very expensive. They go for that because it's a class, a social class. They sit and they drink. They ask for whiskeys. They drink that because they feel that is for our class. We don't have to take much. We need to take little, and we have enough steam. The others won't. There is a guy who is working at Mimbike Komba, a cat butcher. If this guy is pushing a cat, and you expect him to go to New Stanley Hotel, and you find him taking maybe some whiskey or beer, wouldn't you think that this is crazy? This guy might be a thief. He might be, breaking into people's shops and houses. That's why he's here. So that is classification. There are those who take, if it is wines and or beers, the bottled beers, they go or can, they put them into their maybe cars, others into their houses. They drink, and when you go to their homes, you find them keeping all varieties. That's a class, a special class. But men, whether you are taking whiskey or you are taking beer or you are taking the cheap liquor, the local brew, you can only be termed to as a man in the way you behave and experience in the way you are handling women.
Well, let's hold on that thought because that is such a good point.
Yes.
Let's take a short commercial break. We'll be right back.
At the Kenya Institute of Media and Technology, we are the gurus in the training of certificate and diploma in journalism, computer studies, business administration, hospitality management, travel and tourism management, clearing and forwarding, social work and community development, and electrical and electronics. Visit us at our head office at Mtihani House and Taveta Court, Nairobi. Kenya Institute of Media and Technology. Technology is power.
The boiling point mix.
Active Sounds DJ. Attention, ladies and gentlemen, this DJ is awesome.
Crossing over. Crossing over. How we crossing over. Crossing over. Jesus taking over. Make it with a bendy. Make it with a daddy.
Activate.
Let go the wine. Dance with vibes like a sun you want shine. Active sounds, them sister you want shine. Your biggest, baddest sounds, dep on the era. Make it with a bendy.
Take your career to the skies with Nairobi Aviation College. 2014 intake is in progress for certificate and diploma courses in aeronautical engineering, airport operations, general aviation piloting, electrical and electronics engineering, computer science and IT, hotel and catering, travel and tourism, journalism and mass communication, business management, supplies management, community development, clearing and forwarding, secretarial, CPA and ATC programs. Visit our campuses in Meru, Nairobi, Kisumu, Nakuru, Mombasa, Eldoret and Kitale. Our courses are IATA approved. Nairobi Aviation College. Profession is power.
Welcome back to those who are just joining us. Before we took the break, we were speaking about men and masculinity. Does a drink make a man muscular? Does the type of drink actually make you look more macho to others? And Reverend told us no. He was still talking more about this.
Yeah. I was saying before we went for commercial break that a man would be seen to be a real man, a good man, not in what he drinks, but in his action. Is he able to take care of his sisters? Does he box them? Does he beat them up because they are weaker sex? Is he respectful to women? Why is he a man? He is a man so that he can act the role of allowing the ladies around him to feel they are comfortable, they are safe, they are secure. Because if he is a masculine person in the sense of holding them, beating them up, some others raping them, sleeping with his own daughters, I'm feeling so bad when I hear a man getting hold of his own daughter and tearing the girl into, making her have the blisters all over, and some others losing their virginity, others losing their, what do you call them? Not the fallopian, the cervix, no, losing their cervix.
Tearing their
cervix. Yeah, and this is a man and a daughter. Even if it was not my own biological daughter, surely if I do that I'm sleeping with that girl who is so vulnerable, a small girl, is that the masculinity that we are asking for? That I'm drinking this, and when I'm in that stupor, I just go and do anything? We are saying no. It's about the action. Even as much as we are drinking and classifying ourselves with all these, let us be mindful of our action, so that you don't drink that and then you are met doing anything silly out there. You are met with people, urinating anywhere you want because you have drunk. Men should be men. Real, like you said, real men in their diligence. How diligent are you? You are a man. Drink controllably. Drink with limit. Whatever you drink, whether you are from the slums or from the high-profiled class, make sure whatever you drink, whatever you eat, will make you be respectable in the society.
Okay. Most of today's man is dressing down. Some do not even own suits, or those who own can own only one pair. What's the cause of this? Should we blame it on the current economic status?
Wow. I would not think that owning many suits or one suit will be determined by the economic status. Modesty, decency should be held with the high esteem. We need to embrace decency, not the mode of dressing. If you are dressing with a shirt, is it decent? I would not think that you are decent if you are going to an office in t-shirts and jeans on a working day. You're going to the office. That is not the decency we are talking about. We are saying, even if you are to dress casually, look smart, look decent. There are those who feel that I may not want coats all the time. I may want to put on a jacket or even a pullover or a cardigan, a jumper or something. But the way you look, do you look shabby? Do you look like there was no mirror in your house? And when I'm talking about mirror, I'm referring sometimes to the human mirrors, the wife, the woman. The woman who should tell you, darling, can you change that coat? Can you change that shirt? Because sometimes it is nothing else that may lead this man not to be told. Because he says, even when I was not married, I used to dress up myself like this, and I've been decent all through. Forgetting that she came to help you to dress nicely. You are not decent until someone else attests to it, confirms that you are decent. And if the mirror, the living mirror in your house says that you are not decent, you should not complain. You should
change. Take it positively and change.
So, about the suit, it can be because this person feels that I'm more decent this way, or the kind of work that this person is doing. If he is a business person, surely, do you expect him to be on a tie and a suit? Do you expect him to run errands in town wearing a tie and a suit? Supposing you see someone in a comba who is selling clothes and is in a suit and a tie, you think that this person is misplaced. He doesn't know his work.
So what you're trying to say is that a man can dress as long as he is well groomed and he is smart, that's okay.
Yes.
But the whole suits thing sometimes actually goes with one's occupation.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. If that one demands you to have a suit and
For example, our politicians, we often expect to see them in suits.
Parliamentarians.
Yes.
The office, those people who are doing the office work. There are also those who are working with the airlines. Those ones they are supposed to be in those dressing code. That's a dressing code. But our wengine, you don't expect someone to have many suits. So you may think that he has only one suit, but he has several other clothes.
Which are decent, and he does groom himself.
Yes.
Sometimes our men misbehave, coming home late, and when his wife complains, he tends to say that she's overreacting. And sometimes these men can become aggressive, or the wives can become aggressive. How can a wife or a woman handle her man and handle such a situation without seeming to be outrageous?
All right. As you call, this one depends on where it started, because it may be having a history of when it started and how it started. If the wife happens to take more time with maybe the baby than the man, this man may opt to be taking time with his friends.
So he feels left out.
Yeah, he has some vacuum within himself that can only be filled by people in a social setup. So he may decide to walk out with other men in such forums, going for drinking or even for just a chat. They chat, they talk, and so on, to kill time, so that when he comes home, he can have the attention of the wife, because you meet that the children are asleep.
The child is asleep.
And so he might be communicating something, that I am here, I'm doing all this, not because I want to keep you off, but because I'm lonely.
But why not just sit down and tell your wife this without speaking in such a verbal way? You know, all this body language of you come home late because, oh, your wife is spending time with the baby. Why not just be mature?
Yeah.
Like we said in Ideal Man, communicate. Sit her down and say, honey, I feel like you are spending too much time with the kids.
Yeah.
instead of doing, you know, when you start going out at night,
Yeah.
she has every right to express herself. And most likely it's going to turn out to be an argument because she is upset, she is hurt.
Yeah.
You're leaving her alone to tend for the kids alone, and then there you are outside.
Yeah.
So just be mature enough, sit her
To
down and
speak
talk
it
to
out.
her. Yeah.
Yeah, all those things can happen, but you see, as I said, the genesis of it should be at least discussed where it started. But there should be no excuse as to why every other time you're out. There shouldn't be that in discussion that you're talking about. We sit down, we talk. But there can be those introverted people. There are men who are so introverted, they cannot talk easily. Again, it is the work of the helper to try to sit down with him and ask him, because it might not be deliberate, surely. I don't see a sound woman who would want to lock his husband out or to allow him to be out all the time in her absence. So if you realize that your man is not the type that talks, just wisely sit down with him, ask him what is happening, talk to him about, you know, the loneliness that you are feeling as a wife. Don't talk about his loneliness, so that you say, wow, you know, I've also been so lonely.
Yes.
That's why I've been moving out with other men. We sit down, we talk, because whenever I come, I find that you are busy with the children, and until they sleep, we cannot have time to chat. So that's why I've been coming, maybe late. Sometimes he may not come drunk. Other times he may come, if he is the drinking type, he may come having drunk just a little beer. You can take care of that situation, or it's not lost in such an incident. You only need to know why this man is going out. He may be going out for a very good reason, that maybe they are talking over business. They sit down and they are doing the brain work after a job. And until you provoke him into talking, he may not talk. So you may see him surprising you with a business or a vehicle or anything, or even a house that he has already bought while he was outside there.
Yeah.
So don't demonize every other action that is done by this man. Try to know, seek to know why he is out, why he is doing this, and then you understand. The danger would be that whenever he comes, he ignores you. The other danger would be whenever he comes back from wherever he was, you ignore him. Either he ignores you or you ignore him. If you decide to ignore him, the obvious will happen. Every man is lonely. If he was married without a woman, there will be somebody to fill in the gap, your gap. So while you'll be out there, you look, not even looking, they'll come. You come. They know how to spot the lonely ones. Your man will be spotted as a lonely one, and somebody will fill in the gap. So the best every other woman can do, if you realize that this man is going out all the time, you can even decide one day, you tell him, darling, can I take you out? As you take me out, can I take you also out?
Or can I join you?
Can I join you? So that I know where you go. So if you find that he is not resisting, know that this man is genuine. If you find him becoming violent and defensive, well, there is a cause for alarm. A great cause for alarm. Because why is he not interested in going with you? Maybe the toys are clinging around him, and he is the type that is moving out with them. But if you find him comfortable, your man is good. Even if you see the Indies around and he has accepted to go with you and you introduce you as a wife, you are safe.
On that note,
Yeah.
there are different kinds of men. Let's start off with the arguer. This is the man who turns every conversation into an argument.
Yeah.
Every talk into a debate. How can a woman handle such a man? She can be wanting to discuss something genuine with you as the husband, but every time your wife brings up something, you turn this into an argument and a debate. How can a woman actually be able to converse with this man without these continuous debates?
That is good. Care has to be taken because there can be argumentative people, men or women, who might be psychologically sick. Somebody whose emotions are down and they are psychologically sick, so they feel like they want to empty themselves all the time. So they'll look for an opportunity for you to bring any form of argument, and then you spill out whatever he has within himself. So before you even judge that my man does not give me space, does not give me time to talk so that we can have a healthy discussion or a healthy argument, know why he is behaving so. Because you might be dealing with somebody who has a mental illness. And that's why we say sometimes we would even recommend that one goes for mental checkup.
Really?
Yes.
Before getting married?
Even before getting married. Because you may realize a certain behavior during that courtship.
The conversation.
Yeah.
And yeah.
As you talk, you need to know how this man talks, how he behaves. If you realize that he's always jumping on you in those discussions, then know that something is wrong, which can be corrected. He might be having some emotional problems. He may be having some mental illness, which can be corrected earlier, before it grows into a full-grown madness, the real one. So, as early as possible, that one can be corrected. Now, if it is a normal argument, you realize that this man, all the time, he doesn't give us time. That man was not brought up well.
Or maybe he grew up in a situation whereby there was too much anxiety.
Yes.
You can have parents who are always anxious. And what did we say when we were nurturing a boy child in episode 1? Children learn from what they see, not from what we tell them.
Yeah.
If you tell a child, keep quiet while eating, but you as the parent, you're always speaking while eating, your child will take up what he or she sees you doing. So some people actually grew up around parents who are anxious and filled with, they just like arguing. You want to communicate with your father or mother, but their response is arguing. That's the only way this man will know how to communicate.
Good. He was not brought up nicely. Simple. You find even on TVs, you invite politicians or even you call for a press conference. There is a guy who will never allow anyone else to talk. Before you finish your sentence, he is on you. Before you start, he is Mr. Know-it-all. He wants his views to be known all the time. Even when you are even when you are in the office. If you realize that there is that woman all the time, even before you finish your point, she is watering down your point. Iko shida. There is a problem. Nani psycho. And that one can be helped. If it is not there now, then the bringing up of that kid was very bad. She was not subjected into a situation where they are told that listen to the other person all the time, whether he is right or wrong. Out of that wrong, you may get a point. But if you jump on me when I'm making a point, I will even not be able to make it. So they don't give each other time. What can, again, this woman do? She can decide to play it low. Let this man talk and talk and talk. Argue, 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 without at all interfering. Because you may interfere and you see him giving you 1 or 2 slaps. Let him empty himself, and when he is sober, then you can talk. But the mistake that also women make, especially when they realize that their husbands are not giving them time, is that they also don't give them time.
But they're only human. They're only retaliating to the kind of environment he's creating.
That's why I'm here. I'm only helping. That in case you realize that your man does not give you time to talk, you are in an argument, allow him to empty himself first, so that when he is done, you can even ask him, darling, are you through? Are you through with what you are saying? He tells you, no, I am this, I have this, I have this. Okay. You play it cool. Once he's done, you tell him, anyway, I was only saying, don't argue. I was only saying that if we could do this and that, things can work out. He will accept your point because he has already emptied himself and he has a space for you now. During the argument, when he is so angry, so annoyed, he will not be able to give you space in his mind. But believe you me, however bad he was, even if he was mad, he'll cool down and he'll listen to you.
Well, before we conclude, is there any closing shot you'd like to tell the viewers on man and lifestyle?
Oh, yes. I would want to tell my fellow men that men, you are important. And remember, man, you are the king. And you are as well the kingmaker. Because if you're not taking the position of a king, you cannot make kings within your household. If you cannot be a good leader, you are not a good leader. You cannot make leaders from your home. Therefore, we challenge you in this program to always think of what people around you are thinking about you and what you can do to lead them. With that, we meet next time, same place, same time, and God bless you.
Thank you so much, Reverend.
Thank you too. God bless.
Thank you so much for joining us, viewers. For any questions, comments, and suggestions, you can hit us up on our Facebook page, which is Aviation TV Kenya. Our Twitter handle is @Aviation TV Kenya. My Facebook page is Leona Asiko Obura. My Twitter handle is @Leona Asiko Obura. Thank you so much for joining us. I was your host, Leona Asiko Obura. Have yourself a pleasant week.
My name is Vincent. I think times are very hard for men because you find that there is a great unemployment in Kenya, and most men are trying their best. I said most because you find that they are not ready to settle, because you find that ladies are demanding, like for them to have a man in their life, they're saying there is no romance without finance. So that is one challenge that men do not want to settle down. You find that most ladies require that if they want to date someone, they want someone who is financially stable. And yet it's not our own mistake that some of us or some men are unemployed. So I think I'm not talking about those who do not want to work, but you find that most of them have degrees, but there are no jobs. So you cannot blame them for not working or for not settling down. I think ladies also need to know that men are also struggling. And find that in this era, even in the coming into place of the new constitution, simply grants equal rights to both men and women. Find that ladies have to fight for the same job as well as men. You find that if you have a degree in law, also a lady has a degree in law, you apply for the same job, they will not consider that you are a man. They just say that on merit, and you see that they have education. So if you don't get that job, find that you won't get that girl you want because maybe you do not have that job.
My name is Yvonne. I think men of today are selfish because you find them spending their money on things that will benefit them, but when it comes to things that will benefit other people, they won't be easy to spend their money. They'll become reluctant. They'll start thinking twice. So it's just they're selfish.
My name is Patrick Mwadhi. what I do for life is I'm a gospel artist, and the question you've just posed to me is so direct and straightforward to me, because when it comes to me and my partner, the partner I would like to choose in my life is a partner who is a working class. As in, for me, I don't prefer someone who sits in the house and call herself housewife. As in, I will contribute my part, but what is your contribution at the end of the day? Because that is what will bring together and call success. My contribution, my effort, your effort begets success to me. So it's what you bring in life and what I bring in life too, so that we can call that one a contributing factor in our lives. Because I got you and I got married to you, or you are my girlfriend. I would like to know the kind of girlfriend I'll have in my life. If she's not contributing as a effort to me, she might show that regard to working hard in life, so that when I marry her or I maybe engage myself in like a wedding, I'll be straightforward, that I will not be wasting my expenses on someone who will not be working, or someone just marry and call her housewife.
My name is James Washira. I think the trend has changed nowadays. Currently, the expectations are high, and we as men, we are still struggling to provide. The society, of course, expects us to do so. And there's still a huge gap between the man and the woman in terms of what you have to do. So it's not a matter about the current things. It's about how the society is and the economy.
My name is Julian. Well, I don't think the men of today, they're just selfish, because their lifestyle, it's not so high, plus the economic, it's not so high. Plus, you can get, like for example, the dressing of men, you can get cheap clothes. It's not like it's so expensive to get cheap clothes. Plus, hygiene, it's not such a big issue. And money, things to do with wives and kids, it's not so hard maintaining a family. So it just